Well, hello, my beautiful people. My name is Gat, and welcome back to Sierra Ops. Last time, we're playing chess with Brooks a little bit, and you know what? If there was a little simulator, I would have mopped the floor for. I don't care who you are. I didn't play competitively, no, but I played a lot against my father and my friends. Man, I will mop the floor out of her. And we did the mission. We secured New Hampshire from the Ares, I think. We just battled them and we won. So this is right after, right? Where we are right now. We're gonna go talk to maybe Peterson. So without further ado, let us continue. I secure the headset and step onto the rise platform. Captain Brooks stands beside me as the meeting room materializes around us.
About time he showed up. I don't think that could have gone any better than it did. Good job today, Fahrenheit.
Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without all of you to support me.
Keep coming with good strategies, and I'm sure you'll find your place. As if one fluke good idea and a beating a few mercs is anything to write home about. She's just bitter that someone practically half her age outperformed her in battle. You! Not gonna deny it, huh? Performance aside, we can all agree that Fahrenheit's plan worked, right? As long as the stretch out of his mouth are good, I'll say he has full right to talk. Of course, what that fellow underachiever would say. Don't you ever get tired of putting people down? Or when they get tired of failing? It was an effective plan, Manny. Even if his brain was worth something, we can't afford a weak link in this fleet. Unless he starts to pull his weight in battle, we're all going to end up in shittier with him eventually.
Admiral? Ares. First, allow me to congratulate all of you on your first successful mission as a fleet. Mother Earth and its people are proud to have individuals such as you leading her fight. However, one victory, a war does not make. In all likelihood, the real battle begins today. Puncel, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, sir. It'll be a while before we have a proper survey of the surrendered troops. But it's clear to us, at least half of the Ares numbers were comprised of mercenaries. Quite a significant number fled as well following the commanding officer's defeat. From what the data we managed to cross compared to with our database of known ships, majority were originally associated with pirate gangs. Were there any ships from DNAPG?
Not another pirate gang.
We didn't find anyone belonging from DNAPG. Bah! All those pirate bastards know this running away.
What was his voice again? Oh, right.
Kill me! As the one that... and the ones that refuse.
But what is up with my voice today? Hold on.
Based on what we managed to recover from the commanding ship, they were largely parts of Radix's inner circle. Wow, how romantic. Romantic? How else would you describe going down in a blaze of glory, fighting to the last breath with your most trusted allies in an impossible-to-win situation?
What?
What? Just me? Fine. As I was saying, according to what Worf managed to attract thus far from prisoner testimonies, there is issue private recruit campaigns to all wanted pirates and mercenary groups in the area around a year prior to Monshar's negotiations. The reward? Total forgiveness of all crimes, plus significant cash payouts. They even threw in some ship upgrades as an addition bonus to all participating parties. Makes sense why those rats went quiet for the last few months. Damn cowards! Why weren't we made aware of this? Because we're all too focused on the Lemnoscope project. Who cares if pirates actively go down 10-20% when we have the newest revolution in space travel at our doorstep?
I agree. An officer I was chatting with before the presentation also mentioned Martian revolts tapering off the months leading to the BK departure to Venus. I think it's likely that these two events were connected.
It makes sense, doesn't it? You wouldn't want mercs and pirates sitting around idle for too long. Chances are, they already solidified the plan to take Mars by the time recruitment started over here.
We'll be sure to investigate it once we have the resources to spare. What is the UTV planning to do with the prisoners without criminal backgrounds? Currently, we will retain them until the end of the war. They will be properly cared for as outlined by the Remembrance Code. However, given the special circumstances, they will be under strict surveillance until the decision has been made following the conclusion of the war. I see.
Before we get too off topic, let me flat out confirm that our theory regarding the Ares command structure seems correct. It was precisely around the time the enemy commanding officer fell that the internal Ares recruits start collapsing. His good buddies didn't try to take over? Couldn't would it be a better description. If pirates are rats, mercs are starving dogs. They're just itching to turn on each other the minute shit gets tough. You think they give enough of a shit to actually risk death if it doesn't look like they're going to win?
True.
Their crimes tend to be light anyway. No surprise that a bunch are planning to just relax in the slammer for a few years, and leave scot-free with their sweat Ares credits. Man, I always feel bad. I almost feel bad. Working with a fleet like that must be a death sentence. The problem is trying to find out whether all Ares forces are organized like this, or if this one was an exception.
If I may interject for a moment, during our brief transmission, Radoniski called himself a sacrificial lamb.
Is there a transcription?
I included it in my report. It's impossible to know how honest he was, but he seems to imply that his duty was to turn the fleet gathered today into an acceptable fighting force. Overall, he gave me the impression of having accepted his task as what it was. Perhaps a more objective source will give us more insight. Puncil?
Yes, sir. Despite the state of the ship, we actually managed to collect a few scraps of data. While most of it was no importance, we managed to pull one significant video off of the ship's database. Let me play it now.
A hologram display, a grainy video, appears in front of us. We fall silent as the disoriented static filled screenplay. Despite the fuzzy silhouette, I can still vaguely make out a masked man sitting in what appears to be a captain's seat as another person reads out a report by his side. Is that the Ares Admiral? If so, does that make the other person a high-ranking officer of some sort? How much longer? Bzz.
They should be bzz. Shock should make up for bzz.
And bzz.
We still require several months.
Bzz. Bzz. Morgenstern. Bzz. Useful.
Bzz. We can fill our limited resources. Bzz. Energy management system. Bzz. As it stands. Bzz.
Do what you can. Bzz. We still need her. Bzz.
And read.
Bzz. How far would Signal have? Bzz. With a bzz. How many more? Bzz. The time what we bzz.
What about ones who bzz?
Then I only have bzz.
Shoot yourself.
Admiral Hampshire. Hampshire. There's still some resistance, but it'll be dealt with in an expended manner. The report. I see. How was as much as the return, but casualties were overall low. Judging, I have reason to believe a counterattack. Captain, reporting. Once the UTV resistance has been dealt with, move. Eliminate any. Understood? Understood! As for you, Radizes, confiscate all equipment, our forces. And the citizens? Distribute, signal is the problem, not civilians. Understood! Should take a close second priority. The sooner, winning this war. If we, Grey White Shark, she must be completed on time. How long should, for? 3 months. The screen completely degrades into static as the clip ends. All of us stand muted while we try to comprehend what we just saw. There's a lot of breakdowns there, isn't it? The context of the conversation seems to be some mix of holographic and analog meetings, with the three individuals being physically present and Radinick remotely calling in. Since Radin seems to be the one in charge of taking New Hampshire, while the others are in the other locations, I guess that's more or less confirmed that Ares has split their forces between colonies to a degree. Beyond just tactical locations, it's pretty clear that Radish's job also involved claiming equipment and resources from New Hampshire for an unknown purpose. So it's probably safe to say Ares are having as many resource problems as we are. I suppose it only makes sense. Even if they have Mars behind them, they still need to work out the logistics of transporting goods effectively, since they moved to the Terra system. Assuming they've taken enough transport to continue the usual pace of delivery, I doubt that would be enough to fuel a force their size, with mostly newly built or repurposed ships, compared to the standing fleet like the UTV has. But it sounds there's more to this, isn't it? What did energy management system refer to? What is the Great White Shark? Have we confirmed that the same individuals from both Mars broadcast and the Monshire negotiation?
It's already been sent to HQ for final analysis, but a curious glance says yes. Do we have any information on this Morgenstern character? What about anyone fitting the captain's and that woman's description? We're looking into that, but since they're not known figures in the original Martian militia, the chances of us finding information on them is slim. It sounds to me that they've hit a roadblock in whatever important thing they're up to. If it's going to be completed in a few months, then we need to take advantage of the situation and gain back as much ground as possible.
I agree. The more depleted our resources become, the harder the later battles will be. The sooner we push for victory, the less risk we will the less risk we have of being surprised.
Hey, not to interrupt all the theory crafting, but what if this is an intentional leak? Maybe I'm a bit paranoid, but why would someone retain a video of the meeting like this on their systems instead of a secret Ares server? It's definitely at least a week old since it sounds like Radovich just took over New Hampshire when it was recorded. I have no idea why he may have retained the video, but I can say we recover a lot more irrelevant data than not. Personally, I think this is a case of getting lucky more than anything, but everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I've already uploaded everything to the database, so you want to take a look? Be my guest. Oh, really? Maybe I'll do that then, when I find some free time.
HQ is already investigating its legitimacy as we speak. However, if any of you were to stumble across promising lead, do not hesitate to file a report. If there's any possible way you can improve the video quality, Pencil.
I'm afraid I already reprocessed it a dozen times to the same results, sir. This is as good as it gets unless HQ can come up with something.
How unfortunate. However, one thing is for certain. Well, we appear to have a few months yet until the Ares reveal their hand. We must remain vigilant of what lies ahead. In the meantime, we'll approach retaking New Hampshire with a careful hand. If the colony is truly tied to whatever the Ares are planning, we must find out as much as we can before forging ahead.
With all due respect, sir, I believe we need to take them down ASAP, whether or not this is an intentional leak. While the video appears to suggest that the Ares were struggling, the process around New Hampshire seems far too relaxed in the light of our overwhelming victory against the blockade. I say we strike them while they're still semi-repaired instead of fully repaired. They terrorize this terror system enough. I don't know, Pencil. Running head-on into a possible trap isn't my definition of fun experience, you know? If it actually is an intentional leak, wouldn't that be exactly what they want? Yes, but... Pencil, you... I hate to say it, but Helia's right. For once. Rushing things is the last thing we need. Huh? Seriously? You're agreeing with me? I don't know what sort of fool you've mistaken me for, but seizing the colony seems like the best option. After today, I think it's safe to say that at least a portion of the troops there are civilians or for hire. I wouldn't be surprised if a fair amount of them get cold feet after a few weeks of sieging. Plus, that whole plan of theirs sounds like it needs some specific things delivered. If we prevent anything from reaching the colony, I doubt they can make much progress on it. Oh wow! Is the world going to end? Not only is Mayor Willard agreeing with me, but she's actually making a lot of sense. Don't push it, rookie! And there's a man we all know and love. Anyway, what do you think, Brooks? Helion? Fahrenheit? Looking back on kill me! Looking back on their track record, with the way L5 and Monster incident was handled, I wouldn't put it past them to attempt to trick us. However, the recently defeated commanding officer's words make me think otherwise. If this thing they're planning is as dangerous as it sounds, I'm in agreement with Pencil that they must be removed from the colony immediately. And you, Brooks? You go first, Fahrenheit.
Excuse me?
Considering your first lesson being a captain, go ahead and give them your opinion.
I looked down at my holo display. The casualties of both sides list clear as day. The UTV is definitely doing a lot better than before, but would we be able to muster together the force we need to force the Ares out of New Hampshire? Even if we have the resources, people need to rest. No one is used to such large-scale battles, let alone a war. Attacking unprepared would be a death sentence. The Ares just watched their admiral fall, so there's no doubt they will be preparing for a fight, no matter how relaxed their demeanor seems to be. If anything, it just suggests that there's some sort of fail-proof contingency. They have some sort of fail-proof contingency plan in place. Since it's practically impossible to fake claims in an undisciplined squadron, let alone a fleet. I only have one choice, don't I? My opinion is that we seize the colony.
I see. I've been voting for seizing as well.
Then we made our decision. The vote is 4-2. We shall seize as originally planned. With that, allow me to once again congratulate you on a job well done. You are all to resume your individual activities until contacted otherwise. Please make the best of your time. The UTV is depending on you. Dismissed! I watched as the conference room dissolves into light, revealing Sierra's bridge around me. I guess that's that.
Gotta work today. Keep this up, and we'll make it through this in one piece.
I hope so.
We will. Anyway, Alan's probably looking for me. Talk to you later.
All right. Seemingly a lot more confident in my decision than even I'm. Seemingly a lot more confident in my decision than even I'm feeling. She waves as she disappears down the hall. I take a moment to breathe. A siege? Did I make the right decision? Alright, let's see. We can rest, which, no. Or we could go to the lounge. Oh, Red and Brooks. Okay. Lounge! I'm passing by the lounge when I notice Red and Captain Brooks chatting with cups of coffee at the bar. There's a combination I don't see every day.
Oh, hey, Fahrenheit! Feel like joining us?
Oops, looks like I've been spotted. Hey! Yo! Entering the lounge, I take an adjacent bar stool. What's up? Not much, really. I was just a little surprised to see you two chatting so casually. What's weird about me talking with Jean? Jean? Really? Who says she was crazy again? Nothing, I guess. What's that supposed to mean? Like I said, nothing. Sometimes you're real bright, you know that.
Real peas in a pocket, too.
You trying living in the same place, 30 by 30 actual frame transport. If we didn't get along, we probably would have killed each other by now. I can't say I didn't want to kill you. After you kept bothering me to play cards with you. Come on, it was a good change of pace between Sims, right? Sure, tell yourself that.
Honestly, I'm not a fan of Alan's rattling about regulations for hours, but I doubt cards for months is any better.
Exactly.
How have we known each other for long?
I knew about him since he became Doc's assistant when I was in my early teens, but we've only met in person near the end of Nosfo's particle drive project. That's not quite true. Huh? I used to watch you for Doc every once in a while when he got too busy. I don't remember this. That's because it was mostly while undercover. All I did was report back on how your day-to-day life was going whenever I had to come back to the system to supervise part buildings and equipment deliveries. What? You really should pick up guitar again.
He played the guitar?
I don't understand anything about music, but he seemed like he was having fun the few times I saw him, so it was a little sad to see him give it up.
Sounds like it.
Downing the last of her coffee, she stands up and tosses her jacket.
Anyways, I need to get going. I was gonna bite my head off if I don't at least do something productive this today. Thanks for the chat, Red.
Anytime.
Later, Fahrenheit.
With a quick nod, she's out the door, leaving me and the tenderly redhead around the coffee table. You spied on me for Doc? They were wellness checks, okay? You can't thank Doc for that one. Don't worry about it. I didn't tell the old man about anything that would have worked against you. Nothing wrong with kids having a bit of a rebellious spirit and a little hair dye, right? My mouth flaps open and I close like a fist, unsure how to respond to this development. I knew Doc kept an eye on me somehow, since he occasionally mentioned things during emails, but I always assumed it was Peterson reporting back to him. If it was Red, pushing my mixed feelings deep down inside, I tried to focus on what I came here for. What did you two talk about? What did Doc and I talk about? No, you and Captain Brooks. Good old Junius. Always change the subject when things get too uncomfortable. Red. It was pretty much about the Sierra and Lapis. Nothing too revolutionary. I see. Worried I'm stealing your thunder? Eh? He seems like the type to go for a younger guy. Maybe. Red, please. He's not even my type, really. Okay, I'll stop. Don't take my jokes too seriously, okay? Don't you have something to do right now? Actually, I do. Huh? I need to head down to storage and check out a shipment I ordered. Should this be something I'm concerned about? I put the bill, so no worries. So the upgrade delivery transport was your doing. Got to have the best ride for my precious. Do I want to know? You'll see eventually. Assuming I don't go through it in a week, that is. Great. Later. Hopefully it's something I won't need to hound him for. Dealing with inventory without a proper quartermaster is enough for a pain of its own. Let's go to the CIC. Alan! Let's go talk to Alan, our boy, Alan, the fucking noble that just speaks too properly for me. I'm sorry. Planning to make a short stop by my cabin to reply to a long-winded message from Doc. I find myself pausing beside the doorway to the bridge. Is that Valio? Is that Alan with Dermot? What is he doing in the CIC? Looked like he's taking notes. Captain, over here! Looks like I'm needed. How's everything? He glances at the duo, examining one of the terminals, before gesturing me to lean in and whispering in my ear. Do you think there's any way we can get Anna up? Flores? Did something happen? Yeah, he showed up. What? Maybe I should cover for her next shift or something. That would defeat the point of hosting a break after major operations in the first place. I know, but why did the robot have to show up on our shift? It's inappropriate to call cyborgs robots. It's not. I got nothing to do with his cybernetics, Captain. Has personality what makes him a robot. Are other crews like this? He's a high-ranking UTV officer with a long list of achievements on the second command of Gunninger. Try to be nice, okay? As long as he doesn't assimilate me. Good morning, Fahrenheit. Spinning on the balls of my heels, I whip around to face him, hoping he didn't hear our little conversation. Good morning, Falio. Good morning, Alan. What can I do for you? The terminals installed here are astonishing. Really? Yes. They far outpowered the equipment on any UTV ship thus far. Even the operating system seems superior. It was customly built by Doc Luminoso's assistant for optimist usage of the Luminoso's particle drive. It's a lot harder to use. Ideally, we would have a senior CDIC officer leading the team, but we're having issues filling the position due to the war and general lack of personnel. I see. I knew the doctor was a genius, but to think even those working under him are so talented. I'm impressed you'll be able to handle such power, Fahrenheit. At the end of the day, it's a ship and her onboard AI that does the majority of the work. Outside of the difference with handling and physical feedback, her control schemes is very similar to normal ship. Still, we must all learn to cope with these changes should Signal decide to switch to more Sierra-inspired design schemes in the future. Despite the grim situation we find ourselves in, I can't help but be rather enthusiastic when it comes to watching Sierra move. How marvelous and freeing she must feel compared to other ships in their class. I wouldn't really know since I haven't exactly gotten familiar with other large frigates. It's a far-fetched from being in an extra frame, that's for sure. Ah, yes, Lapis. I should find some time to properly examine her as well. Anyway, shall we continue, Officer Demott? Sure, I guess. Just as Alan turns away to decide which piece of expensive equipment to look at next, Dermot frantically waves towards Arnie, his wide, pitiful eyes half full of pain as he desperately begs for salvation. Save me. I already tried my best, and it's all up to you now. Traitor! Captain. I just remember I had to do something, so keep up the good work. Captain! Sorry. You're on your own, Demott. If I had any hope in research and technology, I would have joined the labs a long time ago. Alright, let's see. Hangar? Ooh, I could get a 3-for-1, or let's see, engineering. No, I'm gonna go for the 3-for-1. Let's go! Ooh, let's see. I should probably take a once over of Lapis to get an idea of how the attachment project is going. Red's been sending me periodic reports, but I'd rather check personally, consider the dent it's put in our pocket.
Oh, Fahrenheit! Hey, Fahrenheit! Fancy bumping into you here!
Captain Brooks? Alan? What are you doing here? Good evening. Who came? Is it Junius?
Spot on!
I watch in confusion as the engineer pokes his head out of Lapis, back hats, and waves at me. A lazy wave. Climbing out, he dusts off his uniform before gesturing me over. Here to watch the genius work? Weren't you scheduled for engine maintenance this shift? Oh, that! I had a team deal with it. Is that a good idea? I'm an engineer, not a babysitter. Those idiots are going to have to actually do their jobs on their own at some point. I'll just fix whatever they screw up later. Last I checked, Bear, Rogers, and Barr only got this job because they were the cream of the crop. True best of their class. Practically prodigies in their respective fields, etc., etc. Even if they are a bit eccentric and seem a little unreliable, calling them idiots is a bit much. Then again, compared to the trio of Red, Doc, and Freya, I guess anyone would be an idiot. Just don't get carried away, okay? Yeah.
Say, are you interested in experimentation, Fahrenheit?
Experimentation? Of what kind? I understand your enthusiasm, ma'am, but according to regulations, modifying properties directly owned by Signal without prior permission is punishable by a fine. Hey, I'm here. What is there to be afraid of? What are you doing exactly?
I was chatting with Red this morning about how Lapis is a unique across all classes type, extra frames, with its two-seater design, and it suddenly dawns on me that maybe there's a reason it's designed to be controlled by two people.
And?
We got nowhere, so we're just seeing what happens if we swap out the custom-built software for the classic UTV extra frame system.
Hey, I get curious too, okay? Plus, if we can get this hunk of junk to run with standardized software, it'll make designs to cast on a crap ton of easier. Did you speak to Freya about this beforehand? As if she would care enough to even look at this thing without me coercing her to care.
To think the wall is enough protected if the whole thing explodes?
Definitely. This plane can withstand a full ballistic assault without breaking. As long as we steer clear of the doorway, we'll be fine. Excuse me? What? I already isolate the power grid in the hangar, so it won't affect the entire ship. At worst, there's what? A 0.5% chance of explosion? Oh, mercy, goddess. Oh, merciful goddess. Please forgive us for our hubris.
Here we go!
What are you doing? They killed the power.
Well, that didn't work.
Looks like all the onboard system crashed. Red! Relax, I got this. See? Perfectly safe.
This doesn't bode well for the UTV kit.
Pit squeak. Pit squeak. Pit squeak never been much for following standards. Looks like I got to figure out on my own after all. On second thought, the problem is the size of its engine. Actually, that actually would come back to cost a lot. Did you figure out something? Considering how the class extra flame system is structured, I think we can drop the engine output by another half. We could probably scrap together an extra frame that can operate with the classic system. The setup we have right now is fine, thank you. Oh yeah, definitely. No way I'm tearing this thing apart after all the work went to getting it to work. That said, there's nothing stopping us from making more if they're cheap to produce, right?
Extra frame squadron! We would love that for colony infiltration.
Not a bad idea, yeah? Mind downloading a few more systems for me? I want to test a few more things.
No problem.
They pat each other in the back, revealing in their collaboration, while Alan and I stand side by side, practically identical frowns. There's nothing wrong with helping the UTV develop more units for the sake of finishing the war sooner, but I doubt this is generally how it works. If the UTV haven't stepped up to cover Lapis remodeling after the negotiations, I doubt we would have had the budget to spare to keep it running. Messing around with something that expensive like this is hero's will. I hope Red actually knows what the hell he's doing. If I have to apply for a budget increase to replace her internal systems, holding back my sigh, I tossed my original plans to check up on the cast into the mental garbage can. Maybe I should pretend none of this happened. It'll be a lot easier trying to convince them to stop at least. I think I'm going to have dinner.
Already? Why don't we all go together after the experiment? The rest of the test will only take, what,
20 minutes tops?
See?
I think I'll pass, thank you. I love to eat with all of you, but I'm feeling rather tired all of a sudden. I'm hoping to eat early and head to bed after reviewing a few documents. See yourself. Just promising you won't dismantle Lapis altogether. We still need her for an upcoming missions. What makes you think I couldn't put her back together after the shit show we ended up in following the negotiations? Right. Do you mind if I join you for dinner? I am feeling rather fatigued as well. Sounds fine to me? Thank you. Without even waiting for Red and Captain Brooks' reply, the two of us march out the door, not daring to look back on the ongoing madness behind us. If my younger self knew this was what he was signing up for when he joined the UTV, he would have probably be smashing tables right now. I breathed my long, held back sigh. Alrighty, and that will be today's episode. Next time, we're gonna, do all of these side missions. We got what, 5? We can do all of these. And that's what we do next time. Alrighty, if you liked the video, I got 4 things I need you to do. Beat up the like button, hit the subscribe button, backhand the bell notification, and leave a comment saying that I'm the best Vato VTuber in the video. Alrighty. this is Gat saying farewell. And as always,